This, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and its territories and possessions around the globe, is a great nation. A great nation. It is the nation that more than any other can plausibly claim to be the one that built the modern world. I'm not talking about language, law, culture. I'm not talking about the fact that it was the first self-liquidating empire in history that, starting with the introduction of responsible government in Nova Scotia in 1848, has spread its constitutional system to every corner of the earth: Australia, India, Mauritius, St. Kitts, Tuvalu, and that system has enabled more people to live lives to their fullest potential than any other, so that if you look at the global top 20 rankings of GDP per capita, over half of them are current or former realms of His Britannic Majesty. I don't mean any of that. Save that for another day when we launch the Imperialist Hour, coming soon to GB News. I'm talking about Telford. No, not Telford, the gang rape hellhole whose sick pathologies we cover on this show every other week. I mean Thomas Telford, the great civil engineer for whom they named the new town back when the area, Ironbridge, Coalbrookdale, was known as the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution, rather than the birthplace of Pakistani child rape gangs into which it has since diversified. As Toby Young noted on Monday's show, before the Industrial Revolution, there hadn't been much in the way of human progress for the average fella. Life was nasty, brutish and short. There wasn't much in the way of social mobility. If you were a peasant in the 11th century, chances are your great whatever grandkid would be a peasant in the 16th century. The Industrial Revolution changed all that, not just for Englishmen, Scotsmen, but for millions and billions of people around the planet once they got a piece of the action. Oh, whoops, sorry, no, breaking news. Apparently now we have to apologise for what went on in Telford and pay compensation over it. Not for all the child gang rape, that's fine and dandy as far as the heartless British state and the rape gang enablers are concerned, but for the stuff that Telford and Ironbridge were doing before they diversified into raping children. The great liberating force of the Industrial Revolution. That's Britain's #1 crime now. At COP27, the big climate beano at Sharm el-Sheikh, the Prime Minister, Rishi Rich, has indicated his support for climate reparations. And as this great nation was the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution, we're on the hook for the lion's share. This is what 12 years of hideous, jelly-spined, unprincipled pseudo-conservatism by the hollow men who've taken over a once great party has brought us to. Net zero leads logically to climate reparations. Why not? If you meet your opponents halfway, don't be surprised to find that they've moved even further left and expect you to meet them 3/4 of the way. Until a great nation such as this finds itself having to pay reparations for its greatest gift to the world, even by the stupidity of the Cameron, May, Johnson, Truss, Sunak Tory party, this is a new low. We're going to get into that with Laura Perrins and Mark Morano, but we have to take the climate seriously because apparently it's responsible for all those strapping young lads scrambling ashore at Dover and Folkestone. Here's an expert on the telly to explain it to you.
We're already seeing unprecedented climate migration. It's going to only increase, and nobody's talking about this. It's not on the agenda at COP27, and the entire narrative really around migration needs to change.
So climate change is driving the great migrations that have made booking an English hotel room for a weekend break so challenging. If you're wondering why 2% of Albanians have moved here, well, take a look at this. This is global warming in Albania over the last century and a quarter. This is the town of Deba. It's the bottom line there. Back in 1931, the seasonal high in the summer was 12.02 degrees Celsius, whereas now, 90 years later, it's 12.4 degrees Celsius. And apparently these Albanians can't take it. That's why climate change has forced them to flee Albania, dripping in sweat, to run drug and prostitution rings in Manchester. Well, not all Albanians, because apparently the increase of 1/3 of a degree doesn't affect Albanian women or Albanian grandparents or Albanian babies. They take that 0.38 of a degree in their stride. It just specifically targets the demographic of Albania's young men who have to get out of there in a hurry. Oh, and unaccompanied minors too, quote unquote. Unaccompanied minors. These tales of unaccompanied minors are absolutely heartbreaking, aren't they? Can we have some footage of unaccompanied minors? Here
You are 16, going on 17. Fellows will fall in line. Eager young lads and roues and cads will offer you food and wine.
Can't you guys get anything right? I asked for unaccompanied minors. Those minors are accompanied by a full orchestra. OK, I think we've got some real unaccompanied minors for you now. Yesterday, we sent our producers over to the Atrium Hotel, a brand new luxury hotel at Heathrow, that is lying to prospective customers about being closed for refurbishment. In fact, it's become a home to thousands of young male asylum seekers from Iraq and Iran, thousands just in one hotel. But the hotel is also housing, quote, unaccompanied minors. Breaks your heart, doesn't it? Poor wee abandoned little moppets so far from mummy and daddy. Well, here are some of those unaccompanied minors at the hotel. Yeah, look at them. They are 16 going on 17. How long has that been going on? Evidently some time. In the case of that fellow with the slight touch of bum fluff on his upper lip, if he's an unaccompanied minor, I'm 12. But they're coming soon to a primary school near you.